Welcome to take 3 of my hot mess of a channel. Any of that sounds interesting to you, or if you want me to make any videos that you think would be interesting, please let me know down below. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, well done. Get yourself some sort of treat because it's been hell trying to film these. So today I actually want to start by recommending you another channel. Counterproductive, I know, and I was planning to wait until I got 100 subscribers, but then I realized, what if I never get 100 subscribers? What if I never get 100 subscribers? I don't know if he planned that, if he marked that, or randomly found that video again and was able to add that comment on, but yeah. Thank you, Alan, for that, for reminding me of that. I got the notification a few days ago and that was crazy. So I have, after almost 3 years total, reached 500 subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined me on this journey of making the most random and sometimes terrible videos, but I think I've gotten better. I hope I've gotten better. I'm trying to get even better than that. So I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's ever subscribed, ever clicked on one of my videos, ever commented, ever anything at all. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it, because this has been such a fantastic creative outlet for me. It has pushed me to be better at talking, be better at eye contact, even be better at being expressive with my face, and pushed me to read so many fantastic books, improve my reviewing skills as well. It's put me in touch with some fantastic people, other booktubers, other writers, and pushed me to write myself as well. So I'm so glad and humbled that so many people want to follow me on it, so thank you so much for that. This is going to be a Q&A. I am doing the 50 questions you've never been asked tag. I will try and make them as short as possible because I don't want it to be the longest video ever, and as you can see I do ramble. Some of the questions weren't very relevant to me, so I've swapped them out for other random ones I found on the internet, but I'll post, I'll put all of the original questions for the tag down below, and also all of the inserts that I've done as well. I originally saw this on Nymheria's channels. You should go check out her channel. Help her get to 100, why not? I am drinking a Four Loko blue flavoured. Blue tastes like way too much sugar, and coming from me, that's saying something. So that's what blue tastes like, if you're wondering. And also, while I'm answering these questions, I'm also going to be doing a watercolor, and it's not my own design or anything. I've copied Justin O'Neill's art again, but it was such a cool picture and I'm not good at coming up with my own stuff yet, so I am going to be painting a little of his thing, and I shall show you what it looks like at the end. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. So the first one that I have is, what is your favourite candle scent? I don't really have a favourite candle scent. I guess for candles it would be like vanilla, but to be honest, I did have this thing as a kid. My sister had this like make your own lip gloss set, and I being the little kleptomaniac that I was, I stole one of the scents out of it because I liked it so much, and it was the bubblegum scent. And I look like a little crack addict, I swear. I used to carry it for years, literally years. I used to carry it around in my pocket and just take it out, and it was like a little bottle, and I would just sniff it like an absolute weirdo. But the scent of bubblegum, you give me anything that smells like that and I will be instantly hooked, I think. Next up is, what female celebrity do you wish was your sister? This might be an unpopular opinion, to be honest, but I'm gonna say Jack Black. No, I don't think he identifies as female, but I think he'd still make a fantastic sister. I think he would be in there with all the fantastic advice and all of the positivity, and you know, like think of him in School of Rock. Like he was giving those kids some real positivity about everything about themselves. I think he'd be a great sister, and he would really defend you when you needed him to, you know. And then that brings me on to the next question, which is, which male celebrity do you wish was your brother? And I'm gonna go a little bit left field with this one too, and I'm gonna say Jack Black. Shocking, I know, surprising. But I just think he'd be a fantastic dude. He would definitely vet out any guys you were dating or any guy friends you had. He would be a great example for your guy friends. I think he would also be a good example for you. Like there's no way I would have Jack Black as a brother and then have a male friend who's an asshole, you know what I mean? Also interesting factoid about Jackety Blackety, you should look up who his mother was, because his mother was literally doing the calculations for a NASA Apollo mission while she was in labor in hospital with Jack Black. Like the man couldn't be anything but great later in life, you know what I mean? Next question is, how old do you think you'll be when you get married? Oh boy. Honestly, and I'm not saying this in a self-deprecating way, I don't think it's very likely to happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. But also, I think, you know, it could all end before anything like that is bound to happen. What I'm gonna guess is I would like to first publish a book. I would like to win an award for publishing. Some kind of award for horror or for creative writing or something. I'm 29 now, so let's go with 40. Let's see how that pans out. I'm going to predict that I get married at 40. Let's see. I'll try and clip this and keep it, and we'll see how accurate I was with that. Do I know anyone who is a hoarder? And the answer is yes. It's my housemate Declan. There are 3 people who live in this house, and we have about 45 different glasses, like different types of glasses. You got your long stems, you got your like champagne flutes, and you got your whiskey snifters, and you got your, like, there's too many, and he's always coming home with more. And like he's the reason we have a piano. Now I'm not too annoyed about the piano because I do like having a piano, but there's no reason for any of us to have a piano. People keep asking who plays the piano. None of us do. I kind of mess about, but it's out of tune at the minute. But his sister was giving away a piano and he just couldn't say no, because he just he's definitely a maximalist. I think if any of us tried to be a minimalist in this house, his brain would explode and he would go insane. So he's a little bit of a hoarder. But in fairness, if I ever need any kind of random ass technology, he's gonna have it. It does come in handy sometimes, and it doesn't spill too much onto my personal bookshelves, so it's good. Can you do the splits? And provided there are no qualifying questions after this, yes, of course I can. I mean, can't everyone do the splits? Duh. I just don't like to embarrass other people, you know, the people who can't, those poor unfortunates. You know, I just don't like to embarrass them by doing it all the time. I'm actually doing it right now. It's just below the camera so you can't really see, but that's how I like to paint. I can also, you ever see those professional cheerleaders and stuff doing like 20 backflips on the spot? Yeah, I can do that too. I just you know, it's just I don't like to show off. That's the main reason you won't ever really see me doing it. But if it was for charity or something, you know, I'd make the effort. The next two questions are actually linked. The first one is, what age were you when you learned how to ride a bike? And I know this, I was 7. And I know this because I was particularly pissed off because I had to teach myself, even though I am the youngest of 6. So I had 5 older siblings and they all just refused. They were all just couldn't be arsed, or at least they couldn't be arsed when I wanted to. So they just kept putting it off and saying, oh, he'll do it, she'll do it. And eventually I just got so pissed off that I was like, screw you guys, I'm teaching myself. So I taught myself how to ride a bike at age 7. And the following question is, how many oceans have you swum in? And the answer is 0, because they weren't going to teach me how to ride a bike, so they didn't teach me how to swim. And I, even as the precocious child that I was, I figured a bike was okay, you know. Falling over on the concrete down the back of our farm, you know, is something. But, you know, drowning is a little bit different. So yeah, I'm 29, still have not learned how to swim. I would like to though for my 30th, I think. Next year is the year for me. How many countries have you visited? Allegedly I was in Scotland when I was 6 months old, but I don't remember, so that still counts. England and Wales. I've been to Lanzarote and Barcelona in Spain. I've been all over Italy. And I've been to Turkey. And Amsterdam. So 7, I guess, which even for, and I don't feel like I've traveled all that much, so I don't know, that's a pretty good number, I think. Which country do you want to visit? I would love to visit France, and I shall be visiting France next year because I made a good friend from France, so I'll be visiting Tours in April of next year, once I get annual leave back again, because I've used all my annual leave. But next year around my birthday I shall be visiting France for the first time, and they won't understand what I'm saying, but my friend shall be there to translate. The next one, what is a name you would give your pet? I'm really fond of 2 types of names, so either the most over-the-top ridiculous, well, 3 types actually. The most over-the-top ridiculous, like Sir Fluffington III, whatever, or completely bland human names like John or Bernard. You know, having a little cat called Bernard. It's like, oh, Bernard shit all over the floor again, you know. I think that's really funny. Or the simple one is just like inanimate object names, you know, like Pop-Tart or Fork. I've seen the weirdest names online for people's cats specifically. So those are ones I think I would like. What animal would you like to be if you were an animal? I've been thinking about this recently because there's pigeons in Dublin, of course, and anytime anyone has asked me this before, I always think like, oh, I'd love to be, you know, something really cool, something, you know, like a whale or something, but I tend to go back to birds a lot. So I'd love to be like an owl or an eagle, something very cool, but every time I see a pigeon I'm like, that's what I'd be. You ever walking and like there's a pigeon sort of near you and it sees you and it gets all anxious and panics, and in trying to avoid you it walks directly into your path? That's what I'm like. I'm just like, oh fuck, I fucked it up. So yeah, I think that's probably what I would actually be. And what are you most proud of? Ooh, I think I chose this question and I kind of regretting it now. What am I most proud of? I suppose anything I say is gonna at least feel really self-centered or something. But I guess in all honesty, I'm still alive. I pretty much raised myself. I didn't really have any parental or adult influence from a very young age. And lucky for me, I was more into books than I was heroin. So things seemed to work out, thankfully. You know, you'd catch me watching horror movies in the middle of the night that I shouldn't have been watching, but I wasn't out, you know, joining a gang or something, because those are rampant in rural Donegal. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of proud that I'm doing alright. If that's not too... if I do say so myself, I don't know. Next question is, what is your favourite TV show as a kid? I guess I had a few of these, but one of them would definitely be... oh, there was a UK show called Jungle Run, and it was like a kids game show, and they were going around like this jungle looking place, and there were these people dressed up as monkeys. Oh yeah. And they had to like solve these like visual puzzles and stuff like that to try and win as many like golden monkeys, and you could get ruby monkeys or stone monkeys, which weren't really worth anything. And then you like added them up at the end. I think they got money out of it. I'm not sure what they won actually, but I loved it. And there would be these guys dressed as monkeys that would come along and throw like coconuts at them and stuff. It's bizarre, but I loved Jungle Run. Or what else did I watch as a kid? Of course I loved Goosebumps. Podge and Rog, A Scare at Bedtime, a very Irish thing. I think that was actually an adult show. The two puppets were from a kids TV show, but they had like an adult alter egos where they would actually tell like actual urban legends and stuff like that. So that was creepy. That probably shaped my brain chemistry a bit more than I would like to admit. Next question is, what did you dress up as for Halloween when you were 8 years old? I can't honestly remember. I doubt that I did. I don't remember us celebrating Halloween that much. Like, we would dress up for school and stuff, but we lived in the middle of nowhere, so you weren't walking to anyone's house for anything. But I did go a couple of times with friends who kind of lived closer to people, but I can almost tell you for certain that it was a witch, because even when I stopped believing in witches and ghosts and stuff, I absolutely still believed, this was a weird thing to believe, that if I just showed the witches, who I didn't believe in and that weren't real, that I was dedicated enough to always dress up as a witch for Halloween, that they would let me join. You know, it's like when you got too old for Harry Potter, but you're still kind of like, if a letter did show up, I wouldn't be that surprised. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. So almost definitely a witch. Next one is related to Harry Potter. Have you read Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight? Yes, and yes. I was obsessed with Harry Potter from a very early age. I have a jumper around here somewhere that my mother got me. It's absolutely it's weird looking at it now because it's absolutely tiny. I got it as an early Christmas present, I think, when I was like 6. And it's just this tiny little jumper with Harry Potter on. I read Hunger Games, thought it was good, and Twilight was a little bit too obsessed with. If you're wondering, I was neither Team Edward nor Team Jacob. I was a secret third option, which was Team Cullen, because I didn't really care about the romance. For me, it wasn't really that much about the romance, because or especially not the love triangle, because there never was a love triangle. There was only ever fucking Edward. So I just kind of liked the idea of vampires. I was always very into vampires. Would you rather have an American or a British accent? No. respectfully. But I don't know. It depends on, I mean, there's a lot more than just two accents there. If I was gonna have an American accent, I'd like to have like a Southern Belle kind of accent, you know, like, oh, Mr. Beauregard, I do declare. That kind of ridiculous thing. Or, I don't mean that as an insult to anyone who actually has an accent like that. Or if it was British, I'd like a Yorkshire accent or something. Like alright, my lover. Alright, my lover. Alright, my lover. Kind of like Hagrid, I suppose. I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. Next question I thought was a little bit interesting. It's, did your mother go to university? And this is one of the few things I've actually asked my father. I don't particularly talk to him very much. But at one point when I was a kid, I asked something about school, him and my mother, and allegedly my mother didn't go to uni. She didn't even go to secondary school. She finished primary school, and then that was that. She came from a huge Catholic family with 13 siblings and whatnot. And apparently my father only went to 2 years of secondary school, I think, and then he left and started working on the farm, became a farmer. They were both born in the 50s, so it was kind of like, it wasn't really a thing for them in their area particularly to go to university or anything. And I was almost the first person in our family to go to university. And I'll never forgive my brother. My oldest brother, he's 10 years older than me, had to steal my thunder by becoming a mature student. Thank you so much, brother, for that. No, but well done him. You know, went back to university, got a physics degree. I went and got an arts degree. Way hey. So he stole my thunder on that, but you know, my wigs are killer, you know. If money were no object, what would you do? What would I do? I would take so many different classes. I mean, obviously, does it mean like I don't have to pay for rent anymore or anything? Or does it mean you get a few things for free? Because I would love a huge house with lots of dogs and lots of room for those dogs. And there would also be like a dance studio / roller skating area and a room for writing and filming. And I would love to pay people to teach me languages and teach me piano and violin and guitar and ukulele and drums. And I would be head to toe, well, shoulders to ankles probably, little bit on the feet, covered in tattoos. Yeah, that's what I would do. Oh, and I'd set up some horror writing classes in Ireland, because there's not enough of those going around. A surprising class or course or seminar or something that you've taken. This is in place of one that said, have you ever done karate? I didn't, my sister did. But a course or class that I think people may be surprised about just because I never did anything with it was I have a DJ certificate. Oh yes. I think it was a course over a couple of weeks when I was a teenager. Someone came to our town, two guys actually. They were teaching us how to use decks and stuff. They were like really surprised at how well, how musical we all were. Like how quickly we picked up on beats per minute and mixing songs together and stuff. But they didn't seem to realise that the only people who signed up for it were the people from my music class. So we all had a background in music anyway. But I know the basics of how to set up a DeX. Never really did anything else with it, but you know, it was interesting. It was a fun thing to learn. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Yes, I do. He's a dude. First amusement park you've ever visited? Barry's Amusements in Portrush, which is just a ferry ride over from the town that I grew up in. For my birthday, my brothers used to get a bus and fill it with some of my friends and some of their friends, and they would go off to a pub and go drinking for the day, and myself and my friends would go to Barry's Amusements and go on the roller coasters and eat junk food, and then we'd get the bus back. We did that for a few years and that was quite fun. So Barry's Amusements, the Big Dipper, which was like the scariest roller coaster I could imagine. I think if I went back there now, it would probably be like 20 feet tall. I remember it being quite scary, you know? What language would you like to be fluent in? The honest answer to that one is, of course, Irish. Unfortunately, thanks to the Brits, we cannot speak our own native language here. It was beaten out of us, outlawed, and it's a bit of a sore spot for a lot of people here. But I do wish that I learned it. I wish I knew more of it, so I would like to learn more of that. If it wasn't my own changa, I would love to be fluent in French. My French friend told me that I have quite a good French accent, and I would like to learn a little bit more before I go over there. Bonjour, ça va? Je m'appelle Gloria. J'habite à Irlande. J'adore pamplemousse. Pamplemousse was always one that stuck in my head. I don't know why. It always stuck in my head. But I'd love to learn French. A personal quality that you would most like to improve. I think consistency. I don't think I'm very consistent. I would like to be more reliable, and I think that means being more consistent with everything that I do. So I think if I could potentially be a little bit more consistent, I would be happy. I would be happier. I think I would enjoy life a little bit more. Speaking of which, as someone who is often late, what is the craziest but true excuse for being late to something? And I know for a fact nobody believed this, but I was actually on the way to like the headquarters of where I worked at the time for to have a meeting with HR about some sexual harassment I was experiencing. Spoiler alert, didn't go well, but I was almost an hour late because the bus I got on got stuck in traffic. Then a car tried to like cut the bus off but didn't manage it, but the driver of the car got out and the bus driver got out, and the bus driver just punched this guy straight in the face, got back in the bus, and we kept driving, and everyone on the bus was like, did we just see that? And that genuinely did happen. That wasn't the entire reason I was late, but it happened. And couldn't quite believe it. So, you know, don't piss off any bus drivers.